Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, we wanted to talk about how you can create your own trading system. Okay, this is a topic that has been requested by quite a lot of people for quite a while. They're asking us for our own trading system, which is pretty hard for us to reveal basically to the public, since we spent quite some years in refining this trading system that works for us, and now we only talk about our trading system and teach the system to our members. But anyways, our goal with this video is to help you create your own trading system based on what you already know. And there are a couple of things that you need to keep into consideration when you want to build your own trading system. All right, so let's get to it. So number one, okay, is what session would you like to be trading? Okay, I know you're probably already looking at everything, but just focus with me on the first one. All right, so what session would you like to be trading? Okay, this might depend on your job, on your studies, on your personal preference, which is the PP. Okay, um, there are quite some sessions in Forex. Okay, we have London session when all the London banks start opening. We have New York when all the New York banks are opening, and we have Asia as well. All right. Obviously you have some smaller sessions as well that also you can include, like Frankfurt, for example, which is just 1 hour earlier than London and all that stuff. But we're just going to focus on the main ones, okay? Because in the end, um, when does the Forex market move the most? Okay, it's going to be when London banks are open and when New York banks are open. All right, especially there is a time during each trading day that London and New York banks are open at the same time. Okay, which is exactly when New York opens. Around 9 a.m. Obviously the US time. Then we have some London banks as well that are open. Okay, so this is when the most volume is transacted each and every single day. So this is definitely a very good time to be trading. Now, there are still some very good setups during London, and there are people that are only trading during London. Okay, why? Because London has the biggest volume in the whole world. Obviously, when you add New York to it, then there's a lot more volume, but London alone has the biggest volume in the whole world. Okay, so this is definitely a good time to be trading now. This really depends, like I said, on your job, on your studies. Maybe you're a full-time trader already, and just looking for personal preference. Okay, maybe you prefer trading London, maybe you prefer trading only New York, or you would trade both sessions depending only if there's a setup. Right, so this really depends on yourself, and you have to figure it out. You have to, um, you know, see how your day-to-day schedule is, and then just see as well, like for your type of trading, your type of setup that you have. Just look at the market, okay, and look at the times. Look at when these moves exactly happen. Is it mostly during New York? Is it mostly during London? Figure that out by yourself. All right, but this is important to know. We, for example, on our side, we trade any session. It's either London or New York. Um, but obviously, since we don't trade every single day, we just wait for clean setup. And if it's during London, it's during London. If it's during New York, it's during New York. But there are lots of days that we don't even have to trade because we're just waiting for the ideal setup to really attack that one setup. Now we're going to talk about swing or scalp trading. Okay, you need to understand as well what type of person you are. Okay, do you want to trade a hold for weeks or maybe for days? Maybe just you want a couple of hours in and you want to get out. Obviously, when I talk about even hours, I think most of you are going to get scared already. Most of you are probably even looking at minutes and seconds, which obviously I didn't put here because that is some silly stuff that that never going to work. You can better leave that to algorithmic trading, right? If you're manual trading, this is the one that least people are interested in, right? Weeks. Okay. And yes, we're going to do more videos about swing trading and all that, because in the end, if you know how to do this properly, this is the most money you will ever make with doing the least amount of work. Okay, trust me when I say this. This is the most percentages, the most money you're going to make are with swing trades. But obviously, nobody wants to touch it because they prefer sitting 7 hours a day at the charts and trading and entering and exiting trades. But anyways, I'm just rambling here. So you need to figure out what type of person you are. Maybe you can do a little bit of both. Maybe you have a swing account. Maybe you have a scalp account. Okay, maybe there's one account that you have just for some smaller trades. Okay, that take a couple of hours or maybe just a day. And then you have another account that you just enter a trade, you forget about it, and you hold it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and you're done. Without even thinking about it. So you have to figure that out for yourself. Maybe you can do both. Okay, we personally do a little bit of both. Okay, we have some swing trades. Obviously, they don't happen a lot. We have a couple a year, um, which is obviously always great. And then we have some scalps every single month as well. That take a couple of hours, sometimes a day to 2 days to play out. All right. Um, they need to figure out what kind of pair. Okay, and this basically depends also on the type of trader you are. So there are some pairs that are good for swinging. There are some pairs that are good for scalping. Right. So most of the USD pairs, they're not great swing pairs. All right, and this is because with the USD everything's pretty stable. So I mean, there's not a lot of swing movements. Just look at the chart, right? Just look at the chart, and you will see there's not a lot of swing movement. And with swing movement, I mean, trade that you can hold for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? So a lot of USD pairs, they provide great scalps. Very quick trades that can happen. That'll last a couple of hours. Sometimes even left. Sometimes some like 15-minute setups and stuff, and they go really quick. Okay, a lot of liquidity runs on USD pairs and stuff. A lot of manipulation, obviously. So yeah, you need to figure out what kind of trader you are, and then you need to focus on what kind of pair. Okay, just look at a lot of pairs, right? Just look at a lot of pairs with a lot of volume. As you guys probably know, our pair that we trade is GPJPY, and that's a great swing pair that definitely gives some nice scalp setup as well. But for swinging, it's just an amazing pair. Okay, literally you can hold trades for weeks, and it goes beautifully and goes actually really fast to targets. In terms of fast for swing trades, obviously. So you need to figure out what kind of pair you want to be trading. What pair is going to be your business. All right. GPJPY, for example, is our pair of business. We're not focusing on any other pairs. This is our main pair, and this is only what we do. Okay. If you're focusing on like 5 or 10 even pairs, then just forget about it. Stop. Like if you can be profitable on on one pair, why are you trading 5 pairs? All right. I know why you're trading 5 pairs or 10 pairs. I know. All right. It's all about psychology, and we talk about that in our psychology video on the channel. But just cut all the pairs and just focus on one, and choose one that suits your personality and your preference, swing or scalp. Right. Now, analysis time frame, entry time frames. So this again goes together with, are you swing trader or scalp trader? Maybe you're doing both. All right. Maybe you just need to look for the right pair. All right. The right couple, basically. All right. So what is going to be your analysis time frame? Maybe if you're a swing trader, maybe you're looking at like weekly zones, weekly supply and demand zones, and maybe your entry is going to be on the 4 hour, maybe your entry is going to be on the 1 hour, whatever. Just choose one. All right. Look for a certain entry type and stick to it. Stick to the couple. Right. Maybe you're in between. All right. Maybe you're not super swing trader. You're also not a super scalper. Maybe it's like in between. So maybe you're looking at like daily supply and demand zones with like a 1 hour entry, or maybe you're even looking at like some smaller things, maybe like a 1 hour zone, 5 minute entry, or 4 hour zone, and 15-minute entry, whatever. All right, just choose your analysis time frame and choose your entry time frame and stick to it. Okay, maybe you have both. All right, maybe you're looking at some swing trades right here. Maybe you're looking at some scalps right here, like 1 hour and 5 minutes. Maybe you just do these two. All right, that you just have these 4 time frames, and that's it. All right, so you have some swing trades that happens once in a while, and then maybe you have some scalp that happen every single week. So this is really up to you. But have a couple and don't start changing it. Don't start like the smart money concept guys and have like 50 different time frames. All right, don't do that. You don't need that. You don't need all of that. Trust me. Then you need a certain entry type. All right, our entry time, for example, we just enter on pin bars and golfing candles. All right, on our entry time frame. So you can use this on any single time frame. Okay, you will see that these are effective, especially pin bars and engulfing candles. Doesn't matter. All right, if you have a weekly zone and you have a 4 hour pin bar, whatever, within zone, definitely valid. All right, obviously depends when exactly the pin bar was created and all that, but this is just what you have to figure out by yourself. Right, you just need to have a clear rule on when do I enter the market, what do I need to see to enter the market. For us it's this, maybe for you it's something else. Maybe you're using, I don't know, an RSI or any indicator just to have a strict rule for your entry. Right, maybe you need to see a certain pattern. I don't know, it really depends on yourself. We're just using this. All right, now Stop loss and targets. In terms of stop loss, for us, all right, if we enter on our scalper trades, our stop loss is usually between 10 and 20 pips. All right. Obviously, if we have some swing trades and we're entering like weekly zones with 4-hour entries, our stop loss is bigger. Okay, our stop loss may be 50 to 70 pips. All right, because obviously it's a higher time frame. And this is just very personal as well. Like we just have already pretty tight entries. We have like 10 to 20 pip stop loss usually for scalps, and our targets are like 100, 120 pips usually, depending on what type of zone it. If it's a stronger one, if it's a weaker one, right? Which also we have a video about on our channel, how to choose the right supply and demand zones, basically the strongest one, right? And in terms of targets, as you can see, it cut out a little bit, but it's fine. So for targets, there are people that they use a fixed risk to reward rate. Okay, they say, okay, I want to just have a 1 to 5 risk to reward, right? And that's definitely fine. So you see your entry, you enter, you put your stop loss wherever you want, and then you just look for a 1 to 5. All right, that's it. That's your target. You don't even look at market structure. And there's a lot of people that do this, and it works. All right. You can also do a fixed pip amount. Okay, if you understand what type of zone you're trading, how strong the supply and demand zone is, then you can see what you can expect. All right, and basically you can combine this with market structure. So maybe, usually for our like 4-hour zones, usually we can see around 100 pips move. Right, between 50 to 100 pip, sometimes a little bit more. Depends on what type of zone it is. All right, and depending on how strong the zone is. So we choose what pip amount we are looking for, what type of reaction we're looking for. And then we look at our market structure and where the volume lies. All right. So several ways for targets. You can just use, a fixed risk to reward, maybe fixed pip amount, maybe say I only look for 50 pips or I only look for 100 pips, or maybe you can combine this with market structure, all right, and volume. Actually, we can make a video about this on how to choose targets. And the last one is risk management. All right. So for risk management, we recommend you watch our risk management one-on-one video where we explain everything super in depth. All right. But you need to have a risk management system. Okay. You don't only have to have a trading system, you need to have a risk management system, right? Because you need to see all the numbers in front of you. You need to be able to calculate everything, because in the end, the only thing we can control in trading is how much we are willing to lose. Okay, we can't control how much we're willing to win, as we don't know what's going to happen, but the only thing we can control is how much you're willing to lose. So you have to have strict rules for that, daily loss, weekly loss, monthly loss, whatever, right? Loss per trade, risk per trade, all that stuff. So I encourage you to watch our risk management video, and trust me, it's only risk management video you'll ever need to watch, all right, to understand the whole deal about it. So guys, this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you, with this information, you're able to create your own trading system and risk management system, obviously after watching that video. If you have any more questions about it, let us know in the comments down below. Would appreciate the like, and obviously the sub if you haven't already. We're uploading videos every single week, and providing a lot of valuable content for you guys. So if you're looking also for more in-depth trading, just make sure to check out our website, take a look at our case study. If you want more info, you can always book a free call with us, and we'll be more than glad to talk with you and see where you're going in your journey. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.